My dear students, I welcome you to Amader Pathshala. You know, this is an educative program presented by Manipur Uccho Vidyalaya and College. Today, I would like to teach you on verbals. You know, it's necessary to learn verbals to have the ability to fill in the blanks with right form of verbs. And this lesson is suitable for class 9 to 12, classes 9 to 12. So it's a lesson of English second paper. Okay, let's see. After the lesson, you will be able to learn about finite and non-finite verbs. Use the non-finite verbs to fill in the gaps. Okay, let's move to the next slide. Here we see verbs, finite and non-finite verbs. In the beginning, I would like to introduce you to the categories of finite and non-finite verbs. You see here, they want to see. It's a sentence and the verb want and sing. You have two verbs in the sentence. And in the next sentence, you see want changes to wanted. But to sing does not change. In the next sentence, she wants to sing. This want changes to wants, but sing does not change. So what do you see, dear students? You see that the verb want changes because of the change of tense and because of the change of person. So the verbs which changes because of the change of the tense and the person are called finite verbs. So want, wanted, wants are finite verbs. But the verbs which do not change because of the change in the person and in the tense are called non-finite verbs. Here you see to sing, to sing, to sing. This does not change, and to sing is a non-finite verb. Okay, let's see the next example. They enjoy singing. Here you have two verbs in this sentence. One is enjoy, the other is singing. So in the next sentence, they enjoyed. Enjoy changes to enjoyed and singing remains unchanged. And in the next sentence, she enjoys singing. Enjoy changes to enjoys, but singing does not change. So enjoy, enjoyed, enjoys are finite verbs, and singing, singing, singing. This singing is a non-finite verbs. In the last example, they have sung. Okay, they had sung and she has sung. So what do you see here? Have changes to had and have changes to has because of the change of the tense and the person. So have, had, has are finite verbs. And sung, sang, sung, this verb does not change, and this is called non-finite verbs. And dear students, I think you have had enough idea of what is a finite and what is a non-finite verb. So let's move to the next slide. You see here, how many kinds of non-finite verb do we have? To sing, singing, and sung. So you see here, to call, to sing, these are called infinitive, and calling, singing, these are called ing participle or gerund. And ed participle means called and sung. So we have three kinds of non-finite verbs. Okay, now the infinitive. We are going to learn about infinitive, and you just put complete attention. You just put complete attention to this lesson, and then you will learn it well. Here you see is good, the as subject. Here you see to swim is good as subject functioning as noun phrase. So we use infinitive as a subject. Here you see man wants to live as object functioning as noun phrase. So wants, what does he want to live? So this is object. So infinitive is used as an object of sentence. My hobby is to sing. So infinitive is used as subjective complement. Okay? Now you see here, I have a car. I have a car to drive. Here you see, to drive, this infinitive qualifies this noun a car. So qualifying noun functioning as adjective. In the last example, she worked hard to succeed, modifying the verb. So to succeed modifies the verb work. So it's functioning as adverbial. Now, dear students, you just do it. Meena wants to help. She wants them to wash their hands regularly. They have to follow the rules of hygiene to protect themselves from the germs. They are to follow Meena. Okay, here to help, this is object. To wash functioning as adjective. To protect as adverbial, and to follow as adjectival complement. Okay? Now, gerund. The first one we have completed learning the infinitive. Now we are going to learn about gerund, and you have to pay full attention. Okay, gerund, you see here. What is gerund? First, gerund means when we add ing to the end of the verb, end of a verb, and the verb functions as a noun, we call it gerund. So gerund means verb plus ing functioning as a noun. So unlike infinitive, gerund functions as a noun. If you have seen that infinitive functions as noun phrase, as adjective, as adverbial, okay, but gerund functions only as a noun, not adverb and adjective like the infinitive. Here you see. So speak. This is gerund. Speaking ill of others is a bad habit. So speaking ill of others, this is in the position of the subject. We are accustomed to, this is preposition, and what is used after preposition? Of course, noun or noun phrase. So it will be gerund, doing. This practice we must avoid, and this is object. An object must be gerund. So avoid hurting others. We must remember that speaking ill of others is what? Disrespecting. This is also subjective complement. This bad habit, that is this bad, what is this? This is case in apposition. So first one, speaking subject, doing as object to preposition, hurting as object, disrespecting subjective complement, and backbiting case in apposition. So this is how gerund functions, and I have taught you how does infinitive function. Here we have more examples, the infinitive of gerund. Now the question, where you have to use infinitive and where you have to use gerund. So let's see. As a subject we can use either infinitive or gerund. Both will work. You see here, to steal is a sin. So to steal, this is the position of the subject. So we have used infinitive. We can use infinitive or we can use gerund. So stealing is a sin. So in the position of a subject, we can use both gerund and infinitive, as we have used here. To steal is a sin, stealing is a sin. In the next sentence, to walk in the morning is good for health. So we have used to walk in the position of the subject, or we have used gerund in the same position, okay, to make the subject. As subjective complement, in making subjective complement, we can use both gerund and infinitive. As you see here, to see is to believe, and we can also use seeing is believing. So we can use both infinitive and gerund in subjective complement as subjective complement. But here you see, as object, we cannot use either of these. We cannot use both of these, okay, alternatively. Here you see, they have decided to leave the place. We have used infinitive after the verb decide. They have decided to leave the place. Why? Because the action yet to start. The action of leaving the place has not yet started. and this is why we have to use infinitive. Infinitive used in the case where the action has not yet started. You see here the driver is stopped. This stoppage is for the time being. Okay, and this is why he stopped to have a cup of tea, action yet to start. He told me to go home, action yet to start. And this is why we have used to have, to leave, to go. I mean to say infinitive. We cannot use a gerund here. We can use gerund here. In this case, he enjoys working in school. The student stopped writing. He practiced speaking. I avoid mixing with bad boys. So, as object, we can use gerund in certain cases, and we can use infinitive in certain cases. Okay? In the same case, we cannot use both. Here, they have decided leaving the place. We cannot write this. We cannot say this. Okay. The driver stopped. He stopped having a cup of tea. This will mean another thing, and this is mean another thing. Okay. So we have to use infinitive in certain cases, and certain other cases we have to use gerund. So we should be careful about this. Let's see where we should use gerund. Here you see. Here you see verbs that take gerunds. Admit. He admitted having done it. Cannot help. I cannot help going there. You see, having done it, going there, all these gerund. These verbs or verb phrases take gerund. Would you mind giving me a cup of tea? He finished talking to me. Keep talking. Please keep talking. All these verbs or verb phrases are taking gerund with them. So just note down these things. Note down and study which verbs takes gerund, not infinitive. Then you will have perfection in grammar. Okay? Let's move to the next slide. The infinitive or gerund as objective preposition. Here you see, as objective preposition. In the previous slide, we have shown you object of the verb, but here objective prepositions means the gerund used after the preposition. You see here, he worked with a view to. This is preposition. After the preposition, we use gerund coming first in the exam. They are accustomed to cheating people. So this is also preposition, and we have used cheating people. He is used to walking in the morning. This is also preposition, but here you see, this is preposition, prepositional phrase. This is also prepositional phrase. This is also prepositional phrase. This is also prepositional phrase. He looked forward to meeting him. This is also prepositional phrase. Admit to being. This is preposition. And this is also preposition to taking. But here you see, he used to. This is not preposition. This is infinitive. And this is why we have used it. Here you see, ing participle first functioning as adjective. Ing participle. Now we are going to learn about ing participle. So far we have learned about infinitive and then gerund. Now we are going to learn about participle. Okay. Participle, you see ing participle functioning as adjective. You see here, a thief tried to get off a what? Running train. This is used before the train. It qualifies train. So this is pre-modifier. And a thief tried to get off the train running speedily. This has also been used to qualify this train, but sitting after it. So this is post-modifier. But the crowd of the standing passengers made his run slow. This is a standing qualifying passengers. This is also adjective. Here, this is also adjective qualifying passengers, but sitting after it. So this is post-modifier. Now see, the police caught fleeing the fleeing thief. Fleeing thief. So this is adjective qualifying thief. And here, this also qualifies thief, but sitting after it. This is post-modifier and this is pre-modifier. Okay, let's move to the next slide. Ed participle or adjective. This is also adjective, ed participle. We say it is participle. Some people say a past participle. Okay, who lives in the painted room. So painted, this adjective qualifies room, painted room. The room painted green looks nice. This is also adjective sitting after the room. Now the police found the stolen bag. This is adjective and ed participle bag, qualifying bag. And the bag stolen last night was found. This is also adjective qualifying bag. The disappointed man left the place in a hurry. So here the man disappointed qualifying the man. Here the man disappointed and broken left the place. Here it also qualifies the man. So all these are examples of ed participle which function as adjective in this sentences. Okay. Here you see, now we will see where to use ing participle and where to ed participle. This is very interesting and you have to learn it well. Let's see. An exciting match. Now we see here an exciting match, the match that excites. This is here, do means doer, nd means no doer. You know doer, doer means the person or thing that makes the actions, that acts, that does the action. I mean to say, I am teaching you. So I is the doer. English is taught us. There is no doer here. Who teaches you English? It is not here. So English is taught us. There is no doer. But I teach you English. This is I is here doer. So you must have a good idea of doer and no doer. Then you can learn English well. Here you see here an exciting match, the match that excites. Here the match, this is the doer. This does the action of exciting. So here doer, there is a doer, but you see here an excited audience, the audience that is excited. The audience does not excite, but audience is excited. So there is no doer here. Here a frightening scene, the scene that frightens. So doer is, the scene is the doer or agent. It frightens, it does the action, it frightens. But a frightened child, the child which is frightened, the child is not frightening, the child does not frighten, but is frightened. So no doer here, no doer. Here you see, doer person thinks that do the action or does the action. The match excited the audience, doer. Here the match excited the audience, this is doer. The audience were excited, no doer. So when you will have doer, then it must be ing participle. When there is no doer, it must be ed participle. So doer, ing participle, no doer, ed participle. You should have clear idea of this. If there is doer, it is ing participle. If there is no doer, it is ed participle. Okay, dear students, let's move to the next slide. Here you see doer d, no doer nd. Okay, an interesting story. So here the story that interests, the story that interests. So the story is here the doer, but the man who is interested, the man who is interested, the man is not doer here. Something makes the person, man, interested. So there is no doer here. This is why it is ed participle. Disappointing performance, the performance which disappoints. So here disappointing. A disappointed man, a man who is disappointed, but he does not disappoint. Who is disappointed? Something disappoints this man. So here ed participle. Astonishing size, an astonishing size. So the size astonishes, the size astonishes, and this is why ing participle. But the astonished kid, the kid was astonished. Something astonished the kid. So here it is no doer. I think you have a good idea of doer and non-doer. This is very important in learning active and passive voice. So ing ed participle, active or adverb. Sometimes ing participle functions as adjective and sometimes as adverb. Okay, here you see the man painting the office is honest, functioning as adjective. So painting is qualifying the man, noun, and this is functioning as adjective. Okay, but the office painted green looks nice, functioning as adjective, qualifying noun. So, painted green, the office. So, painted, this word, participle phrase, that is, it qualifies office. So, this is functioning as noun. But here you see, arriving home, he found his dog dead, functioning as adverb. Why? Because when did he arrive? Modifying the found. He found his dog dead, arriving. When? When did he find his dog dead? When? We are asking question with when. When did he find the dog dead? Arriving home. I mean to say after arriving home. So here this participle is functioning as adverbial. We must have to have this idea. So ing participle may function as adjective, and sometimes it may function as an adverbial. Okay, let's see. The train just arrived, will leave at 7 p.m. Here you see, functioning as adjective, modifying noun, train. So, arrived qualifies train, and this is why this is functioning as adjective. But you see here, if you had written like this, the train arrived, will leave at 7 p.m. This would have been incorrect. This would be incorrect. This is incorrect. Why? Because this is intransitive verb, and in the use of intransitive verb, you cannot use past participle, ed participle form unless it is preceded by some adverb. Just is necessary. Okay. Arrived, when you will use arrived like this intransitive verb, then you have to use this adverb before it. Otherwise, you cannot use an intransitive verb into ed participle. Okay, let's move to the next slide. Okay, the son having said, we returned home, functioning as adjective, qualifying noun phrase, the son. The son having said, the son, this having qualifies noun. So this is adjective, functioning as adjective. But here, disappointed and sad, the man left the place. Disappointed, functioning as adverbial. Why? Modifying the verb left. Disappointing. Why? Why did the man leave? Why did the man leave the place? Because he was disappointed and sad, and this is adverbial. Okay, the child ran out of the door crying. How did the child run out of the door? Crying. So this is functioning as adverbial. Here you see, breathing heavily, she finished the race. So functioning as an adverbial, modifying the verb finished. How did he finish? How did he finish the race? Breathing heavily. So here ing participle is functioning as an adverbial. Okay. Let's see here. Uses of ing participle and ed participle adjective. The police arrested the man kidnapping the child. Subject, finite, non-finite. Here you see the police is subject, arrested, this is finite, and kidnapping, this is non-finite verb. So here you see, how many subjects are there in this sentence? Just one. How many finite verbs in this sentence? Just one. What is kidnapping in this sentence? Non-finite verb. This is non-finite verb. The how many clauses? One clause, one subject, one finite verb is one clause. What kind of sentence? It's a simple sentence. A simple sentence, single clause sentence, simple sentence. Okay, here you see, the man in the market was arrested. So the man was arrested. This is a simple sentence. The man is subject, and this is finite verb. So the other verb must be a non-finite one, and non-finite one means ing, ed participle, or infinitive. So here the man, this verb must qualify man, and this is why what it should be? Active. The man, did the man shoot? If it is, then active. I mean to say the man is doer here. So if it is doer, then it should be shooting, ing. I have taught you earlier that if there is doer, then it should be ing. But here you see, the man who was shooting in the market was arrested. The boy shot in the market was taken to the hospital. So the boy is subject, was taken to the hospital, was taken, this is finite verb. So it must be shot because the boy did not do the action. Somebody else did the action. So here it is past participle. The boy who was shot in the market was taken to the hospital. So in the case we have doer, we must use ing, and in the case we do not have doer, we must use ed participle. Where to use ing and ed participle? Here you see, dash down their lives, they liberated our country. Okay, dash down their lives, they liberated our country. So they did they do it? Yes. So we will, here there is a doer, we must use laying. Angry, he left the place. So he was did he do the action? No, he did not. Somebody else or something else did the action, and so this is why it should be annoyed. And you know, there is something before it, that is being annoyed, but being is not necessary to use before annoyed. So we have just used annoyed and angry. So this is, there is no doer here. This is, he is not doer, he is the receiver. Okay. The day being hot, when it will be is, was, then you have to use being. He found the dog dash painfully, that is painfully. So the dog is the doer. It does the action, so limping. The boatman dashed the oars, looked tired. So the boatman was pulling. This is the doer. So pulling. The house dashed last year, needs repairing. Okay, the house. Does the house do any action? No, it cannot. So here there is no doer. So it should be ed participle. He saw the water boiling. Water is always boiling. She came running. She had got the job done. At last the sailor arrived, exhausted and ruined. Okay? Here you just take this thing, pleased or pleasing. The manager was pleased, so it should be pleased. The food provided for the poor or providing for the poor. Provided. The food is not doer, so provided. The child lying, so it should be lying. The man cooked or cooking meals. The man is the doer, so cooking meals. They dislike children, that is children doer, quarreling. I boiled the water from the fountain, so water collected. Now, why to use non-finite verbs? You see here in the sentence, they play, so this is non-finite. Returning home from office, she takes. This is subject, he takes. So this must be non-finite. The cars running in the streets. The car subject, cause, that is verb, finite verb. So it must be non-finite. Was, finite, farmer. So this must be living. There was a farmer, lived in this village would be wrong. Living in the village. The museum built long ago belonged to the nobleman. A clause, one subject and one finite verb. Next you see here, the child began, so lost. The child crying in the cradle, needed. So drink, drunk, so it should be drunk. They always work hard, why? To win. She stopped watching film. The kid kidnapped yesterday was found. Okay. Here you see, taking, coming, scared, saving, climbing, find, think. Okay. Next slide you see here, homework. You just have a shot of homework. Then you can have this on Facebook and YouTube too. Thank you very much, dear students. Okay.